So I love that they paired you guys together because, we have Antonio taking over while you're off
Yes.
out of the picture, and things have not been going well all around in your absence. So what can you guys talk about?
Great time to put me as a lead on with the intelligence unit.
Yeah.
So, oh shoot, somebody's decided to call me.
I'm gonna take that call.
Oh, please do. You'll scare them. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Rosie. I
have a cold.
terrible fucking cold. Man. What do you want?
That would be amazing. That would have been actually amazing. So, what can you talk about the situation as we go into the new season?
Well, I mean, the unit's been hit with a big tragedy. So, we're just trying to get answers and just trying to move forward. And there's still work that has to be done and cases that we're working on and that are emotional enough in themselves. So dealing with what we're dealing with, it's like a family. Something happens and you try to prepare yourself as much as you can for when these things happen, but you don't know how each one's going to react, and so it's just I think it's a trying time. It's also a testing time to see what we have as a family and as a unit to move forward.
Want me to answer too?
Yes.
What he said.
Okay.
I wasn't even listening. I was thinking about something else. Sorry.
Well, as we're going into the new season, you're in a totally different place.
Yeah.
You have Anne Heche breathing down your neck. She's got to be pretty powerful to do that.
Yeah, she is.
And what can we expect from you as we're going in and you're in a very different place?
Well, I don't plan those things, and I try to kind of find out what happens. He's got a lot going on. There's some serious pain and regret, which is something that is not something he normally experiences, and some shame and great sadness and disappointment. And but he's got a job to do, and he tries to deal with it in the present moment, and affect a result that's beneficial for him in Chicago. And so you're dealing with a new personality. But I think what's interesting is that he understands that she wants a similar result. It's really, the question is how to get there. That's where the conflict arises between the characters. I think we all want a safer, better Chicago, and that we're all serious about our jobs and care passionately about it. It's just, what car are we going to take to get there? And that's the argument, and we end up with a compromise usually.
I really like the scene that you had at the end in the premiere where she's like, I don't care how it gets done. Like, she's not a necessarily by the book person. That's got to be different for Antonio too, because he is. So what's that kind of interplay going to, how's that going to play out through the season?
Yeah,
kind of butting heads.
Antonio got a little pow-pow. Antonio's already going through trying to run this unit with all the high emotions, including his own emotions, and keeping those in check. And then you got her coming down and basically saying, I don't really care what you're dealing with. And it's true. At the end of the day, the job has to get done. So there's no excuses. So that's for Antonio. That's the challenge and struggle that he has. I think when he sees Voight coming back. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Voight,
At the very end.
Yeah. When he comes back and he's happy he's back. He's happy. Even though Antonio could probably run his own unit, this is not the time or place for him to even want to be in that kind of position right now. This is it just really shows how tough it is. So I think it's an interesting dynamic.
Can you talk a little bit about the crossover? It kind of hits the PD family personally. So preview a little bit about the crossover episode 2.
Well, it's a big Halstead, all 3 episodes, which is fortunate for us because, you know, he's such a great guy and such a wonderful, talented actor. And, you know, it's a highly complex and emotional thing. And, you know, it's kind of a feather in our show's cap that we get to be the anchor of the thing at the end and take it home. But it also that we have, you know, Jesse so significantly woven throughout all 3 shows. So it's really about, you know, his family and you know, so you get to see his personal and professional lives kind of intertwined. And, you know, without giving it away, obviously there's a fire. And, you know, I think it's no secret that his father is in the fire. And, you know, then, you know, we start trying to heal people in the 2nd episode and find out who the hell did this evil in our episode. And it ends up being a pretty strong and I think good episode. All 3 of them.
So the culprit of the arson, that's more of a PD investigation than like fire investigation?
Well, it's finding the guy is the PD. Deciding it's an arson is fire.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and how it all links together, and how
Yeah.
each department, you know, there's strong suit in which, you know, when they need to step up for their part, and then all of it coming together. It's that's what's so unique about the One Chicago and our shows. It can be how they weave together, and that's like real life. You know, how the different departments help each other.
Yeah.
To piggyback off of that really quick, with everything that's going on in the news with police officers, do you feel a responsibility being on PD and kind of representing them in a real way? With all, because you guys are talking about, you know, immigration and, you know, like we were talking about earlier, the black and blue situation. And so, I mean, it's got to be, you got to feel maybe a responsibility.
I mean, Jason and John feeling a responsibility, or Voight and Antonia? I'm not quite sure what you
Or
mean.
the show.
Yeah, well, you guys as actors, you guys are taking on a very real conversation that's in the news every day. So do you feel a responsibility to play these a certain way?
I don't, you know, me, I mean, I can't answer for John. You know, I have my own personal views that are my own personal views. And, you know, I had a great agent once who told me, he said, listen, if you want to send a message, call Western Union. You know, what I try to do, it's not what I believe that matters. It's what you believe that matters. And a lot of times we represent to ourselves things that we don't necessarily believe because we're affected by the media and or our peers and stuff like that. And I don't think it's as simple like I'm for the Black Lives Matter, I'm for the Blue Lives Matter, Lives Matter, you know. And so what I try to do is just be honest in the situation with who this character is, and hopefully do it in a way that people can understand why he gets to where he is. I think what we need is more understanding on all sides, and then there'll be more love, and then less problems.
Thank you.